Oops. All right. So the first thing that I want to say is that in December, which is super exciting, we actually just want to make sure. Oh, can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So in December, we got featured in an NPR article, which is super cool. And because people were, really talking about Spotify alternatives, people are mad at Spotify, which is a good trend. And this was a great article. We got a lot of traction from this, and you'll see talks about some other stations that some of you might recognize. And one second, there's KPISS. So this was huge. And obviously, I know it's just like a kind of an NPR
Wait,
blog.
Sherry, we're only seeing one page. You might not be sharing your full screen.
Oh. Um. Uh. I don't know. But are you seeing like me scroll?
No, we're only seeing the KPISS webpage, I think, partially.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Uh. Sorry. 1 second. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fairway screen. Oh. Okay. Window. Um. Home tab. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Can you see this?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, so yes, this is an NPR article, came out in December, 12 streaming alternatives to explore. So it's a pretty big deal that KPISS got. I don't know if you've heard of some of these other ones, but yeah, KPISS got on there. We got a lot of traction from that, so that's like super, super exciting. And kind of like very official and something that we've pinned to our Instagram. Um, And again, so the site, again, thank you, Tony, for the original setup here, but hasn't really changed. I just update the picture a lot. We use Minute for our chat room. Actually, one of the shows that we had yesterday, Sarah, who does Earthshine on Friday, she was talking about it was the 6-year anniversary of her show. And she almost hasn't missed any Thursday for 6 years. So our community is like pretty solid. People stick around for a long time. And then of course you have, so this is just the main site. I wanted to say we also have a show in Korea, which is really interesting. We kind of, the content goes all over the place, but this is our Korea show, and it shows you, what the show page looks like. You have your page, your episodes, track lists, Mixcloud link here, the genres. One thing I will say is the search tool, which is like something that's really, really useful because we have so many playlists to find certain things and, you know, discover shows that way. It's been like a little it's been a little slow. I don't know if that's just as we get more and more. Oh, okay, now it's being fast, but that is something like a recall thing that I would like to figure out one of these days. I don't know how to get that faster, but that would be really, really cool. And then, of course, we just have, also want to say the content goes all over the place. Gabrielle, so we have the Korean punk show and her show, which is super, super eclectic and interesting. And she's an actress, and she's actually in the. So I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan, but she's in the Taylor Swift anti-hero video, so that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, just kind of showing you some of our other shows. We have about 40 active DJs. And this year, one of our DJs from a couple years ago in Sweden was inspired to open her own station obviously we don't want every single DJ opening their own station, but I'll kind of give it to Sweden, and I was happy to help. Just that was the show that just celebrated 6 years with us. Um, and of course we have our about page and all of that. And then as far as technical stuff goes, everybody logs into Audio Hijack, and Audio Hijack is connected to Sound Live 365, which used to be SoundStack. It defaults to Auto DJ when we're not on the air, and we're totally happy with that. And I know that's kind of cheating in a way, but it works for us. I think in a perfect world, I would probably have a backup computer and use a processor and whatnot for Auto DJ, but I just can't. I don't have an extra computer hanging around. You know, there's also sometimes the odd power outage and stuff, and I don't need that stress. So I'm happy with Auto DJ, but I am aware that with SoundStack, I mean, I still call it Live 65. They have, you know, the mix, the randomness isn't what you want, the processing isn't what you want, but I will take it. I will say though, oh, and then one thing is really cool is I actually contacted this company that has Audio Hijack, and they gave me a promo code. So I'm not saying that'll work for everybody, but it worked for me, and that was really cool. And it's kind of useful for my remote DJs because then there's less of a cost barrier because people do need to get Audio Hijack. I'll also say something about Live 365 though, which is there. This isn't really like I haven't found a good news article about it, but um, obviously they have some kind of blanket licensing thing, and that's always a great area, which I've mentioned in other videos, and it remains. We haven't had any issues, but I will say something interesting that came up is they're now charging extra. I don't know how much it is, but they're going to be charging a fee for UK. So I will have to kind of assess how many listeners we have in the UK, which isn't much, but there's a few, and then decide if we can afford to pay for that and how much that is. So I think that was kind of an interesting development in the Soundstack Live 365 arena if you guys are going that route. And obviously that is because the UK has different licensing systems. I'm a little tired. I'm cat sitting, so don't mind my cadence today. I'm actually very, very, very excited because this record store, just kind of testing out my screen sharing stuff. Can everybody see this Instagram post?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So this record store, Paradise of Replica, this is really exciting. And the owner will tell everybody this. So this actually started as a KPISS show during the pandemic, and then they named their record store in Chinatown, which they opened a couple years later. They actually named it after their radio show. And I kind of, obviously it's not about it's a separate record store. It's in just the best location, and everybody's been remote broadcasting, but I kind of just had this idea because I really was itching to get a community space again, and I asked them, and they did it. And the hilarious thing is, this community space is actually just a very, very small booth, and um, it is like right near the bathroom area, and so the mic cord can actually fit to the toilet, and you can flush between DJ transitions on the air, and it's very funny. And the bathroom itself can kind of double as a quieter interview space podcast studio. But yeah, it's a tiny booth. We've slammed everything into there. It's got like KPISS fun stuff all over it, and we're starting to get a wave of new DJs some of the remote DJs are starting to broadcast there, and some of the customers have become DJs. So I'm super, super excited about that. I wish I had like a better video and stuff of the actual space versus the shop, but it's pretty great. I will say we don't have a hard out from the mixer. So when they play the shows in the store, they don't play all the shows, but there's like a tiny bit of a delay. But it's not enough to throw the DJs off because they have their master output in the headphone and it's fine and it's kind of funny. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I learned like from all my other studios. I don't have like 95% of the issues that I used to have. But a lot of that is because when we started, we used MixLR, and so there was just a ton of like extra instructions to give the DJs um, about kind of switching back to our version of Auto DJ on MixLR, which was way more complicated, and so that's why I just champion um, Life 65 sound stack so much because they took care of a lot of that stuff, but those a lot of that wasn't available in 2015 in the same way. So they've really come a long way. And I do have some odd news, but in 10 years, we've had like over 1,000 DJs. We still have guests all the time. It's really exciting. But things happen as well. So actually, one of our contributors that had over 100 shows actually was passed away recently, and it's under investigation. But not to like turn it weird, but his uh his archives are here, and it's funny because some of them he didn't archive. He was a little bit lazy about putting that in there, so I've been filling in the blanks, but it's just I have to do a better job of that. I've been cheating with some of the lists and stuff, but it's just like a really nice it's a really this is what it's more supposed to look like. It's a really nice thing to have for his friends and family. So yeah, it's interesting how again, when you're dealing with people, like all kinds of stuff happens, but we're very proud to have his archives for his friends and family to share on there. And I will say something crazy, which is Mixcloud related, which is that I actually had a journalist contact me and ask me about how I knew him, and I talked a lot about his radio show. Obviously, even though he was an actor, main first and foremost, um, and a KPISS DJ close second, of course. But as I was sending her the archives, I started getting all these messages from DJs saying, "Hey, is there something, you know, when Mixcloud is down or when anything is down, I'm like, I get the first notifications about it." And it was, I don't know if any of you guys experienced this, but um, Mixcloud was down for almost 45 minutes, and it was while the journalist wanted his archives. And I didn't know if it was just down or if maybe someone hacked us or, some DJ just accidentally pressed delete or something. And I guess I just wanted to comment on I think it's really cool that in 10 years, we've had a lot of people not everyone that I'm very close to. We're all sharing the same Mixcloud login, the same Live 65 login, the same WordPress. I know that I could add all of this admin and passwords for every single person, but I don't have the capacity to do that. So everybody basically has 100% admin privileges just like I do, and they haven't wiped this out yet, and it's been great. So, knock on wood, obviously. But I just wanted to say, that really kind of says a lot about the trust in this community. But I almost had I almost had a heart attack about the Mixcloud outage in particular because I couldn't even log into my profile, and I was just so paranoid um, about about that being like a a big issue. Like that would just be so crazy. Um, so yeah, that kind of concludes. I will say to your point, Attila. Yeah, yeah, we just if you don't have a Mac, it's uh, it's not really gonna work. Yeah, and that's funny, Tony. Yeah, MixLR kind of saved our that was just my intro. That was my favorite thing. But again, Sound Live 365 just didn't have the same capabilities, and I didn't know about Audio Hijack at the time. So that's it. Any other questions? Also, I will say it is interesting to do this. I'm always like in different locations and different stages of my life and my radio journey. I think last year I was working at a hotel and I had to like sneak in the bathroom, and I'm not working at that hotel anymore. I'm fun employed, but I don't miss it. But obviously, I did enjoy doing customer support for SoundStack. I would love to get back to that, but with AI and everything, it's really tough. So it's scary times ahead. I will say we are fully funded from our community and our fans. That doesn't mean I'm like a millionaire off of this, but I think we can hopefully withstand whatever is to come. But that being said, if anybody in this community and knows about any work that I am qualified for, let me know because it's important to support each other. And that's it. So yeah, sorry for the turn, for the macabre. I hope I'm saying that word right, but it is it's interesting.